Peace and blessings, guys. It's the Queen of Spades coming at you. So I'm actually doing a working today for a client, and basically this client was having some troubles with her an ex of hers and his new girlfriend, and even one of his his sister. So apparently, you know, people want to come after people that they feel like, you know, can't defend themselves. They feel like they can, you know, just kind of like jump on, you know, people and target them. And he's never had any dealings, any personal dealings with this new girlfriend or anything like that. And this girl really thought that she was going to just start messaging her out the blue and sending her threatening messages, and both of them ganging up on her. He has a child with my client. He's sitting back talking about, oh, that's not my child, you know. He sends her this copy of this fake DNA test stating that the child is not his and all of this stuff. Like, is that really necessary? Is that really called for? Because if you're all that happy, you could just move on with your life, right? Like, okay. But the moment that you decide that you're going to come at somebody and you're going to nitpick with them, like, I don't take too kindly to bullies. So then the worst thing that can happen to you is that somebody like my client find someone like me, because I'm going to fuck your entire life up. Like, I don't take too kindly to people just nitpicking with people and coming after them just because they think that they can. That's the wrong answer. Like, you never know who somebody knows. So bullies, beware. Like, you come after the right person and they happen to find somebody like me, oh, I hate it for you. But you're gonna suffer and you're gonna be hexed for the rest of your miserable ass life. So this is what I did for her. Those are the enemies. And that's her protective candle over there. I'm not going to show her name. But that's her protective candle over herself, her children, and all areas of her life. And I really hated for them because, you know, things are not going to go well for them. I have used many different herbs in this, inclusive of some of my hot foot powder to ward them off from her. But then also to make sure that she receives retribution, I have also used some return to sender powders. And that's going to get them and get them good alone. But then I also added a few other things like poppy seeds for confusion, alum, because I want them to shut their foul ass mouths against her, coming up with all these lies and coming at her and trying to or attempting to intimidate her. All of that's going to cease to exist. I also used a little bit of sulfur because I desire to bring strife to their lives. The same stress and ugliness they attempted to hurl at her, now they're going to receive it. They're going to receive it times 10, times 10, times 10. And I ensure that. I can't wait to see the results. And both workings are doing very nicely. Like I said, I have divine love and protection over her and her children and all her areas of life, whether that's her family, like those closest to her, her finances, all of that, her love life, that, you know, hopefully in the future will come, you know, into fruition for her and will be much better off. You know, any and all areas of her life, this candle is to protect, you know, her and all of her areas of life and her children and all of that. So, you know, aside from, you know, my return to sender, and it's a fast action, reversal / return to sender powder. I did a video on it, but it works, and it works very fast. It's pretty good. That's to return back the energy that was sent her way in a fast and a hurry, you know, expeditiously, you know, type of manner. And the return to sender reversal powders, that's going to not only return their energy to them, but it's going to mess them up a bit too. Well, I didn't want to just mess them up a little bit, which is why I added confusion herbs. So I want their lives to be in total chaos and confusion. I want them to not know what direction they're coming or going from. I want them to have as much strife in their life as possible. And I want them to know that it's because of what they did to her. And so I added a few choice things to make sure that happens for them. And for her, I used basically my fiery wall of protection waters after smudging the candle. I basically used my waters on the outside of the candle to you know, cleanse it off really good, but also to put that energy onto the candle, fiery wall of protection. And these are my waters that I personally make. And like I said, when you're doing baneful magic, you want to make sure that you have like your Florida water handy. And I make my own. And it's really good to put on your hands before and after a working. So this is my Florida water. It smells so good. Actually, both of them smell really, really good. And, you know, they're used for the purpose of cleansing. But aside from that, you can also use them, like you can add these particular herbs or even the water to baths. You can take baths in it. It will leave you smelling good, feeling good, and it's going to cleanse your aura. So I love that. And I love my products. I use them for myself. And so to any and all, just in case you were wondering, all of these products, whether it's my hot foot powder or my return to sender powder or my fast action reversal return to sender powder, or my fiery wall of protection waters, or my Florida water. All of that is on my site. Hot foot powder, all of that. So Saturdays are always used also for cleansing. So like in this case, I've got my charcoal in my cauldron. And I had cinnamon burning earlier for protection. Cinnamon is a really good agent for protection, which is why it's in my fiery wall of protection waters and any powders that I make for protection. It's really good for protection, period. Yes, it's used for other spell work, you know, like magic, like not magic, like love, as well as money magic. It's used in those things as well, but it also can be used for protection. So it's in a lot of my different things that I make for myself or for clients for protection, and it proves to be effortlessly successful. So right now I actually have a little sage burning to smudge my home and my area again from all the baneful energy that any working that I do on an enemy of my clients. I usually smudge before and after. So when these candles burn out, I'll be smudging again to make sure that their energy is cleared from my space completely. So aside from that, I'm going to reinforce the protection that I have around myself and my home and everything else, all my areas of life. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Drop them down below. And I look forward to speaking with you all again soon. Peace and blessings.